Welcome back to History of Simple Things. Today's topic comes from one of our viewers, Dianum4736. Thanks for the suggestion. You asked, what kind of hens lay double yolk eggs? If you've ever cracked open an egg and found two yolks instead of one, you probably wondered whether it was just a lucky surprise or if certain chickens are actually more likely to lay them. It may seem like a rare fluke, but there's fascinating biology behind this breakfast mystery. So, what kind of hens produce double yolk eggs, and why does it happen in the first place? Stick around as we crack open the science behind these unusual eggs, right here, on History of Simple Things. People have been noticing double yolk eggs for centuries. Long before scientists understood how eggs formed, these unusual eggs became part of folklore in many cultures. In parts of Europe, finding a double yolk egg was considered a symbol of prosperity or a sign that good fortune was on the way. Other traditions linked them to weddings, believing that someone in the family might soon get married or even that twins would be born. As poultry science developed during the 19th and 20th centuries, researchers began studying how eggs are formed inside a hen. Instead of being mysterious or magical, they discovered that double yolk eggs are simply the result of an occasional hiccup in the hen's reproductive cycle. Today, commercial egg producers even identify and sort many of these eggs before they reach grocery shelves, although some still make it into cartons for lucky shoppers to discover. To understand double yolk eggs, it helps to know how a regular egg forms. Inside a hen's ovary are thousands of tiny yolks in different stages of development. Usually, one mature yolk is released during ovulation. It enters the oviduct, where the egg white, membranes, and shell are added over the next 24 to 26 hours before the finished egg is laid. Normally, this process is carefully timed. One yolk is released, one egg is made. The hen's reproductive system works almost like a well-organized assembly line. But every now and then, the timing slips. When two mature yolks are released almost simultaneously, they travel through the oviduct together and become enclosed inside a single shell. The result is the famous double yolk egg. The hens most likely to lay double yolk eggs are actually young hens that have just started laying. During the first few weeks or months of egg production, their reproductive systems are still settling into a regular rhythm. Because their hormones haven't fully synchronized yet, it's more likely that two yolks will be released close together instead of one. Some older hens nearing the end of their laying years can also produce double yolk eggs, although this happens less frequently. As the reproductive system ages, occasional irregular ovulation can occur again. Certain breeds also have a slightly higher chance of producing double yolk eggs. Large breeds that naturally lay bigger eggs, such as Rhode Island Reds, Sussex, and Buff Orpingtons, are often reported by poultry keepers to produce them more often than smaller breeds. However, any healthy laying hen is capable of producing a double yolk egg under the right circumstances. It's more about the individual bird's reproductive cycle than the breed itself. If you've ever noticed the double yolk eggs often come in extra-large cartons, that's not a coincidence. Two yolks naturally take up more space, so the shell has to be larger to contain them. Egg grading machines often classify these unusually large eggs into the extra-large or jumbo categories. Modern egg farms even use electronic candling systems that shine bright lights through the shell. These machines can detect many double yolk eggs before packaging. Some farms remove them because they don't meet standard grading requirements, while others intentionally sell cartons containing only double yolk eggs as a novelty product. Are double yolk eggs safe to eat? The good news is yes, they're perfectly safe to eat as long as the egg is fresh, properly refrigerated, and cooked thoroughly. Nutritionally, a double yolk egg simply contains about twice the yolk, meaning more fat, protein, cholesterol, vitamins, and calories than a typical single yolk egg. Some people worry that a double yolk egg means the egg was fertilized, but that's a common misconception. The number of yolks has nothing to do with fertilization. Fertilization only occurs if a hen has mated with a rooster before the egg forms. In commercial egg production, where most laying hens never encounter roosters, double yolk eggs are almost always unfertilized. One question that often comes up is whether a double yolk egg can actually hatch twins. While it sounds possible, the reality is that it's extremely rare. If both yolks are fertilized, two embryos may begin developing inside the same shell. However, they have to share a limited amount of space, oxygen, and nutrients, making survival much more difficult than in a normal egg. In most cases, one embryo outcompetes the other, or neither chick survives long enough to hatch. Successful twin hatches from double yolk eggs have been documented, but they are considered exceptional rather than normal. For this reason, poultry breeders generally avoid incubating double yolk eggs, as the chances of producing two healthy chicks are very low. It's another reminder that while double yolk eggs are fascinating, they're an unusual quirk of nature rather than a biological advantage. Even though scientists fully understand why double yolk eggs happen, they're still relatively uncommon. Estimates vary depending on the flock and the hen's ages, but only a small percentage of all eggs contain two yolks. That rarity is exactly what makes finding one feel so exciting. So the next time you crack open an egg and discover two yolks instead of one, you'll know you're not looking at a lucky charm or a biological mystery. You're simply seeing a brief moment when a hen's carefully timed reproductive system released two yolks instead of one. It's a small quirk of nature that reminds us even the most familiar foods can still surprise us. And sometimes breakfast comes with an unexpected bonus. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.